So just a couple of things to maybe keep in mind as you are preparing your files for the laser cutter. The, the first is that we're going to use the contour feature, the contour command, in order to create a set of slices through our model. And we want those slices to be at 1/8 of an inch, or what is equivalent to 1/8 of an inch, at the 1/32nd of an inch scale. So if you were working with your models when they are still 300 feet long, you're going to offset those by 4 feet. But I am also going to want you to maybe look back to some of your other drawings that may not be kind of in your model anymore. And I'm thinking particularly the tertiary. I have pulled in each of the layers from the laser cutter template that they've provided at the SOA shop. And so in preparing these files, we're going to want to place the lines on one of 3 layers: the cut, the score, or the raster and grave layers. And I am going to primarily be using the cut tool to cut the profiles. I've prepared all of the profiles, and I've also offset them just the littlest bit. It's not really worth the time that it takes to set them exactly next to each other and then have to remove the different lines. And also this way you can set up each of these profiles as a line, and the laser cutter will work much more efficiently. So those will be my cut lines. And then I would like for you just to create one maybe image with using the raster and grave hatching. So that's how you're going to prepare this. We also need to scale. If you are still at a 300-foot long site, we're going to need to scale it twice. And if you think about it, the scale 1/32nd of an inch equals 1 foot 0 inches. We're in 2 different units there. We're in inches and feet. And so you could scale using a 32nd, right? But that would still only get you to an inch equals a foot. So in essence, you're having to scale twice. You can either scale at the equivalent of 32 times 12, or you can scale 1/32nd and then scale the 1/12. The other way to do it, which is a little bit of a shortcut, is right now our model units are in feet. And if I simply change into inches, it will give me the option to scale. And if I refuse that scale, it will actually shrink my objects. Everything that was 1 foot will become 1 inch. So my 300 feet become 300 inches, and then I can simply divide that by 32. So I hope that that's clear. So in any case, I would like for you to have some lines that are scored, some lines that are engraved, and some lines that are cut in your laser cut model. So for clarity, I just kept all of these objects kind of in the position, but I do want you to see I've left a space between all of them. So even though there's a little bit of material waste, hardly any, but we can have sort of 2 clean lines right next to each other, and it'll be a little bit easier to edit ultimately all of these layers. You'll want to open up the SOA template, and I've given you the link in the assignment. And we have 2 different sizes of laser cutters. Given the size of our pieces and the size of the board which I've gotten for you, you will want to use the larger of the 2 laser cutters. But as you kind of go in and adjust your pieces, you can lay them out so that you really don't end up needing the entire bed. You can make good use, efficient use of your piece of cardboard. So I'm going to check the size of that chipboard for you, and I'll put that in the assignment. But you'll see I've kept some of my objects sort of in line, and I've rotated others. You don't want to flip them. Actually, I guess it's probably not a big deal if you do, but you can sort of easily utilize the space in between. And, I need several figures of this shape, several editions, so I've just kind of put them in where I could fit them, and I have this sort of convenient nesting of these 2 figures, so that worked pretty well. And I do have the data split onto a cut layer and the raster engrave layer so that I can register the map on my last kind of flat contour and keep that drawing. And you'll also see that on that layer, I'm going to cut through. I'll have some holes, and where this falls out, I will not have that line. but it will pick up again on the other side of that hole. But you'll see I have a combination of holes cut through and pattern essentially etched on top.